Hello everybody and welcome back to the HCS Major here in Charlotte, sponsored, hosted, all that good stuff by FaZe Clan. On our screens we have Optic Gaming up against Majin Club, and I would love to say, Dan, that this is two heavyweights, and this is the second seeded North American team and the second seeded European team, and that's a story of some sorts. But unfortunately the issue is that they are both in different weight classes, and you are raising your finger, and I know why.
Oh, the technicality!
Tell people.
Majin Club is the #1 European seed coming into this tournament, and that's why they find themselves in this group, Sxptiq. Now, why would that be? Well, that's because Lqgend decided they didn't want to play in the qualifier, and they didn't want to be in this group because they didn't want to play against Optic Gaming. Alas, now Majin found themselves right here, right now, and it is going to be a difficult game.
It's going to be a tough series. And depending on what kind of Optic Gaming we get, perhaps this is one that Majin Club can be an irritation. Lqgend, though, playing against teammates and former teammates, actually. And the likes of TchiK, who, of course, they've seen great success, and we will always harp on that, the history-making Quadrant team a couple of years ago. But things at the moment. Not looking too good if you're a Majin Club player with all 4 people.
Sorry,
in the respawn
I was just laughing. I just thought it was funny that he just like absolutely full sent it to try and get the melee. Made complete sense, the right play, but it just looked funny on his screen because Lqgend had just left him there and was almost expecting it, as it is going to be 1-0 to Optic Gaming. And the French player on the other side now will be running the flag. Now, the expectation will be Optic Gaming to dominate this series. For Majin, it is just going to be about trying to save face a little bit, get some good reps on the board, and just see what you can do. See if you can pull off an upset. I am always trying to be positive for any team, but especially the European teams. But you also have to recognize when you're going up against one of the greatest teams in the world.
Yeah, it's almost not even a slight on them, more just the fact that Optic Gaming are that good. One of the superpowers in North America and indeed the world. So a lot to do. It's a real David versus Goliath story, and we would love to see an upset. We would love to see this series go the distance. It's just the expectation that we have, that you have at home, is that chances are this one's going to be a little bit less than competitive.
And as we've already seen Optic Gaming take down Omit, it means if Optic were to win this series, they would be at the top of their pool, and then depending on what happens from the open bracket team, the expectation would be that Optic Gaming would go through first in their pool, which would mean they'd be second seed. And we wouldn't get any shenanigans happening on this side of the bracket. However, there is some funny stuff happening on the other side of the bracket at the moment. If you're watching the mainstream, which I'm sure you've got tabs on both, because both of the European teams are now playing. FaZe being taken to the wire by Lqgend.
Which I would say, who would have expected that coming into the day? But with the way Lqgend are, it's a real Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde story. They lose to Cloud9, and now they're beating, or at least threatening to beat, the best team in the pool. So that's just the way it goes sometimes with them. They're a real mixed bag. Just you feel like if only you could get it together.
Optic Gaming have just put in a second flag here now, and Majin have just not been able to stop them getting from point A to point B. It's as simple as that.
That is why this game works.
That's my glowing comment for you. But the real thing is that Optic are just comfortable when they're running that flag. It doesn't seem like they're under any stress. Happy to pull the flag, and they're always in the right areas to cover it as well.
You know, it is always crazy to me that when you look at the levels of different players, like Majin Club, these 4 players are some of the best players in the world. Then they play against Optic Gaming, and there is a very clear disparity between both sets of teams.
I think judging by what it was the Buff Stats Top 100, these players will be featuring in it. You know, they are some of the best in the world.
Yeah.
If you would consider only 100 players, you know, that's quite a few amount.
It's rarefied air.
Of the amount in the world. As another flag is going to be ran. There was 4 dead down for Majin just temporarily.
4 dead down.
4 dead down. I'm trying to watch the other game. Leave me alone. I'll be back in like 3 minutes.
Give Dan a moment or two. He's trying to compose himself.
I jest.
While Stan has composed himself, BastosS must do the same. He sends the flag home. 2-0 the score will remain. Optic Gaming still have a little bit of work to do.
Yeah.
Now you've done it. You've done it to me now.
Get dumped on.
Look what you've done.
You deserve that.
I did. That was karma. I deserve that. BastosS turns around on a dime, gets a kill off the Formal, which is beautiful work. TchiK could get 2. Renegade drops down. Just avoids the line of sight, but TchiK, aware of that, bops the nade right down the staircase. Renegade is no longer an issue.
Well,
2-1 the score now. And Majin Club are on the board.
Yeah, that's better. It all started off from BastosS as well. Getting that return was massive for them. And things like that is what gives you a little bit of a lift in games like this, where you're like, you know, come on, we have got a flag. We did get the return. We are not just going to be pushovers here. And it's very easy on the flip side for Optic Gaming just to go into cruise control here. You go 2-0 up and you think, all right, this is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. But now, Majin are just going to say to them, look, you guys are going to do something here.
Do you think Formal has ever in his life used the expression easy peasy lemon squeezy?
No. Actually, yeah, surely. Surely
You think so?
I think he has to, right? It's just an expression that everyone said at least once.
We'll have to get Blaze on it to really ask the really hard-hitting journalism.
If we can get Blaze
the questions
to say easy peasy lemon squeezy on the main stage, I'll be happy regardless.
Well, things that are not looking too easy peasy right now is Majin Club's aspirations in this game, as Renegade burns 2 and keeps it moving. BastosS then, last man alive. The Demon, he's pushing this flag forward. TchiK will just delay for a moment, and sometimes that's all you can do, and sometimes that's all you need to do.
Renegade is really just gone from strength to strength throughout Halo Infinite. Such a fantastic player, often considered the MVP. At the moment, can he do enough to try and stop this flag? Him and Formal still alive. Formal does go down though. And the Majin Club are actually making a game of this, and it is impressive.
Not playing this one too passively right at the minute. That's exactly what you need if you're Majin Club. Play aggressive, play with confidence. If you shoot them more than they shoot you, you will kill them. Another Michaelonism.
Well, confirmation what's just happened on the main stage. FaZe Clan have just taken down the other European roster, Luminon, 3-2, winning 50-49 in Game 5. And I will say, I do think Luminon will look back at that one. They were up in most of the games. And it's one that slipped through their fingers, and now they're going to be fighting for 3rd seed in that pool. Anyway, Bound running this flag. Looking to try and just get Optic a little bit out of touching distance here, because it's a little bit too close for comfort.
Bound makes the clamber. Teammate there in support. 3-1 now the score. So that good work that Majin Club are putting in. Still find themselves down by 2. And it's always difficult, right? If you're Majin, you want to take confidence in some of the performances you're putting in. Although the results don't go your way. And it is a results-driven game. Results-driven business. But sometimes you're like, we've actually given a good account of ourselves so far, and they absolutely have.
Which only bodes well for them, not just in this series, but for the tournament and the games that will be coming up for them as well. Because not only is Omit in their group, but they'll also be very much having their sights set on the open bracket team that arrives. And it's a full tournament. I think we sold out of passes at this tournament, and actually more were put on sale. So there's going to be a lot of teams in that open bracket trying to clamber their way up the ranks and find themselves in the pro bracket into pool play. So 3 minutes left for Majin to try and get back into it, but you'd imagine with a 2-cap lead now, Optic Gaming, and they have been outslaying them, they should just be able to cruise their way into a victory here.
It is nice to see that the appetite for Halo is as hungry as it's ever been from our competitors. Like Dan mentions, the selling out of the team pass is wonderful news. The more people we have enjoying Halo, the better. Bound, currently enjoying his performance at the minute. 18, 6, and 16. 3-1 the score, 2 minutes and change on the clock, so looking as though this one is going pretty smoothly so far, but maybe the game going a little bit longer than Optic Gaming would like.
Can be like that sometimes on Aquarius Capture the Flag though. You have a little bit of control and then suddenly you lose it. And it's very difficult to fight back into the game when you've lost that much map control, but Optic have done well despite losing that one flag. And also it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, you know? as long as you're winning the game.
Sxptiq loses his shields, but fights Formal down to no shields as well, so good damage exchanged across the map. Fighting from the fridge side, and over towards car 1 he goes. BastosS receiving damage off the spawn. Legend's gotten a couple of kills elsewhere, and was BastosS last man alive for the moment. TchiK fighting down the shroom stairs. He gets taken care of, and it looks as though this one is going to go. It looks as though 4-1 will be the score, and it is.
Formal just couldn't quite get shields back there, and Majin will eventually punish him, but I think the damage has already been done here. Question is, can Optic Gaming get 5? Majin are not going to get back into it with only 1 minute remaining, so we're already looking at a guaranteed victory here for the Green Wall. In terms of slays, I mean, it's been fairly one-sided, even though Majin have certainly put up a respectable display. There is a clear divide between the two teams.
Speaking of respectable, respectful in the open bracket. It's good to see him.
How's he doing? We'll have to find out.
We will have to find out.
Respectful and Mo's back together, hand in hand.
2-for-1 meal deal. It is
A tale as old as time.
always
European
respectful.
Halo.
Yeah. Trying to rekindle some form and some previous successes. 15 seconds and dwindling down now for Majin, and this game has been done for a while. And they'll be looking to bounce back in the Slayer. But again, it is that story of score says 4-1. Slays have been pretty heavily one-sided, but Majin have looked good in parts.
They've looked good in parts, but I think 4-1 is still a fair score.
Yeah.
They had a brief moment where Majin got back into it, and they kind of made Optic just shift up into second gear. It wasn't quite third gear, fourth gear. I still think Optic are
At this point, just say fifth gear as well, because
fifth gear, sixth, seventh.
Yeah.
How many gears can it go up to?
It's DRS open or
Depends
closed.
on the car.
Yeah.
But Optic Gaming, I think, are comfortable in this series. They know they're the better side. They were pushed a little bit extra there by Majin, but sadly didn't really help them out in the long run. So we'll have to see whether Slayers can be a little bit better for them, or maybe they'll look to the next objectives. But before we get there, we're going to go for a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, folks. Current series score 1-0 to the Green Wall.
Crazy starting strategy, by the way, right off the rip from Optic Gaming. Sending 2 towards white and absolutely obliterating anything in their path. If you come across Legend and Formal just sprinting at you, I'd probably run the other way.
You want my lunch money? You can have it. I'll just empty my pockets. Don't hit me.
Take what you want. You want my shoes? When you runners, they're yours. Just don't kill me.
I'll relace them for you if you want. Sometimes it is about just your starting strategy being really hard to judge, because obviously a lot of people will do defaults, send 1 there, 2 there. But if you just do something a little bit outside the box, you really can catch people off guard. And speaking of being caught off guard, you will not see a camouflage shock rifle player unless you squint your eyes really hard and your refresh rate is really high.
Which, luckily for these players, it is, as Formal takes down Sxptiq. That's controller against mouse and keyboard going in his favor, but also it's Formal, so I don't think it matters the input that he's going up against, to be completely honest.
Formal, the great equalizer.
7-11.
Huh?
Great start, but a better scoreline. Now, Optic Gaming, it's just the way they work in tandem. Hand in hand, pushing around every corner. They don't allow any of their opponents, let alone Majin here, but they don't allow them to have any freedom or space on the map. They almost bully their opponents into corners and then surround them and trap them. As I say that, Majin do catch them a little bit off guard. But the effort was there.
ZMightys now in pipes. 2 members of Optic Gaming fly towards him, and even still, you see Renegade challenging that no shields. He could have very easily backed away, but knowing his teammate was there to support, he was happy to take that fight. And it's plays like that, sometimes they can go well for you. And luckily they did there. But you give ZMightys the opportunity to trade. And perhaps you don't need to. But again, that is the risk that Renegade likes to play with, and when it works, it looks beautiful.
Majin now, if they can just force Optic back and get them like 4 dead, they got 3, but every single time Optic just get that one person away. Well, as I say that, he gets absolutely obliterated, but they just need a little bit of control so that they're not fighting backs to the wall here. Because that just plays into Optic are happy to take scraps, happy to take just close range gunfights. Instead, you want to have a little bit of control where you can take advantage of your positioning a little bit.
I like the idea that you and I,
Yeah.
when it comes to pronouncing the name,
Right.
I've gone with Majin and you've
Yep.
said Majin. So we've covered our bases here.
We have.
People can't get upset.
No? Well, I know the word Majin is Majin, but I don't know if...
What does Majin mean?
I think it's a Japanese word, actually, but... Again, it might not be... I think it's a French organization. So I might be completely butchering
All
it.
speculation. All conjecture. All of that. Something that Majin are allowing. Or Majin. I see. You can flip and flap.
Imagine.
You can flip and flop. 8-5 and 5 for the Frenchman. It's a 1-kill game. Sxptiq stepped in there and it looked as though he was looking for directions. Realized that the person wasn't so friendly and tried to get himself out of there.
Tried to cross the road and realized he was looking the wrong way. Out here in America. Drive on the wrong side of the road.
So do you look right and then left here?
It feels strange. I'm still not used to it.
They always say look left and right.
Isn't there like a little rhyme?
Yeah. I think it's left and right. Who knows? How does left and right rhyme? How do you make that work? I'm not a poet.
Just when you think, imagine a back into it,
They're still in it.
but like
Kills.
but every time they get within 1 or they tie, Optic then just suddenly find 3
Yeah.
and just create that gap every time. Like imagine a constantly behind.
You're always playing that chasing
We've not
game.
seen them ahead really, and as I said, that's what if they're going to win this game, they have to find the lead, and then they need to start pushing Optic back rather than Optic always being the aggressors at the moment.
Imagine very much playing reactive Halo here, backing up in the corners, down to no shields.
Unbelievable.
Damage being done, no trades either.
Renegade's just taking down 1-shots, but he's just listening to callouts and then knows where every player is coming from. Because again, there's just so much coverage on the map for Optic Gaming, and they've got tabs on everything right now.
Lots of tabs open. I'll leave it there. Camouflage for Legend. Still some camo to play with as well. Player over towards pipes. Legend hasn't got that information just yet. Looking for new spawners. Has now located the Mighties. Down to no shields. 5 shots will connect and good enough for the kill. As it typically is if you find that final headshot. TchiK will take some damage. This is good play from Legend as well. Just changes trajectory, changes angles, keeps himself out of lines of sight. Just being tricksy, being mixy.
Nice nade from Renegade. Did it connect? The answer's no. Majin's still in it, but slowly is slipping away from them. That's a big one though. Sxptiq has to stay alive. Trying to get scouted out by grenades at the moment. No damage comes through from it, but Sxptiq is kind of isolated. Waiting for teammates to arrive at elevator with him, and I think that finally has happened. And Optic are kind of forced and pinned back into pipes. This isn't a guarantee for Optic. 45 now for Majin.
You see Sxptiq backing it up. Aggression coming from Legend. It's going to be a trade. Optic need 2. Majin need 3.
This is such a huge moment for Majin as well. A chance to get one off of Optic. This is going to be their best chance, if ever.
The confidence they can gain from it as well. Trades again. 1-kill game now. At the moment, the game in the hands for BastosS. Shock rifle then. What can he do with it? Can he locate the face of a player? Or will the kill come elsewhere? All 4 members of Optic over towards pipes. And BastosS finds the face of his compatriot in Legend. The series is all tied up. What a win for the Europeans.
Big shot from BastosS as well. The newest player on this roster, the newest European really on the main stage when it comes to Halo Infinite, and you know, might have had a difficult tournament last time we saw him out, but we've seen this historically throughout European players. They first get onto the main stage, maybe a little bit nervy, but as they get used to things, as they get comfortable, they start to shine a little bit more. And BastosS starting to prove why he was added to this team as they tie it up 1-1 against Optic Gaming, 50-49. We're going to go for a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have map 3 for you guys. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, friends, to Game 3. Majin Club versus Optic Gaming. Score is tied 1-1 right now, after Majin Club touched up with a very close Game 2 Slayer on recharge. 3 dead for the moment now for Optic Gaming off the rip as well, so a beautiful start here. And zMightys immediately trying to take control of Ice and putting down some damage.
Well, when you look at maps and modes, Richie,
I do like doing that.
I mean, if you're going to do it anywhere as Majin, it's probably here. I would say that this is going to be Optic's weakest or one of the weaker game types that is going to be around this event. And you might just be able to catch them a little bit slow.
Enemy team took the hill.
It's still not going to be easy, don't get me wrong, but when you're presented with an opportunity after you've just got a win on Slayer, I wouldn't say it's out of the realms of possibility that we see Majin go 2-1 up here.
If you were ever wondering if opportunity was knocking on your door, this is definitely the map mode. After you're full of confidence after that Game 2 win, this is the one you want. The ones that's least practiced, least comfortable. It opens the door for more mistakes. It's whether Majin Club can punish them. Majin now have toes back inside the hill. They're scoring again. Optic Gaming did briefly have control. Next round of Slay is going to be vital. Renegade applying some pressure now. Sxptiq trying to use some cover. He will fall down. Optic Gaming break the setup. And now it's for Majin Club to do. This first point might be the most important of the game.
I do wonder if like strongholds might have been better for Majin. Just because King of the Hill does offer a little bit of structure, and Optic are always going to be structured as the team that they are, and they will find the first point. Whereas you look at the success that Majin just had in that second game, like you look at the names on that roster, ZMightys, Sxptiq, TchiK, BastosS, I mean it is a slaying team. Maybe Sxptiq on mouse and keyboard is a little bit more of an anchor nowadays than he used to be. That's anchor, by the way, just to clarify for any English watching and thought I said something else. It's a team that can go toe-to-toe with Optic in Slay. And if it was a stronghold, you can kind of slay your way through the game, but King of the Hill, there does have to be a bit of structure about it. So it does have me a little bit concerned, but again, still not impossible here, and probably a better map than any.
Slay is pretty even between the two teams after the initial break. Work for Bound to do, down to no shields, still trying to provide cover fire for his team. TchiK is going to step forward. Renegade was there to apply the finishing touches to that kill. Here comes zMightys and Sxptiq combining though. zMightys just about rounds the corner, evades the final shot from Formal's DMR or Bandit, depending on what you prefer. Sniper rifle in play now. It's in the hands of TchiK, and boy oh boy have we seen him hit a clip in the past.
Go on, give it to us. You just, every time I see a sniper in his hands, I just want him to relive his former glory, you know? The dopamine he felt is the same dopamine I felt. I want to feel that again.
Make me feel something again, TchiK. Opting to take this angle over towards Ice. Lqgend slides forward, coming to swing, and shots are missing, but third time was the charm. Takes down his former teammate. And again, Majin Club have put a lot of points together here, a lot of score, but a lot of progress on this second hill. But can they capitalize? Can they turn that pressure into something they can actually hold on to? Something of real value, a point. Because Optic Gaming are in the hill again.
Optic are starting to get a little bit more aggressive towards this hill because they've seen how much time is being totaled up here by Majin. But even if you are aggressive, if Majin have found spots to hold and hold angles away from the hill, then suddenly it can shut you down when you least expect it. It looks like Majin are going to tie us up 1-1 here, unless... No, there we go.
Majin, looking for a bit of magic. And it's TchiK now we're on board with. Has a little bit of QT, it's just gone now, so he doesn't have the option to get a out of jail free card, and Lqgend is hiding in the corner. TchiK didn't have the angle cleared. Triple kill for Lqgend. And he pushes forward, looking for Sxptiq. Heard the nade, he knows exactly where it was banked off. Opposite prioritized staying alive here. Good heads up play.
He was looking for that overkill, wasn't he? He
Yes,
wanted
he
it.
was.
Sometimes you just have to hold those instincts back a little bit. Even though the overkill is calling for your name, you sometimes just have to focus a little bit more on map positioning. Majin are going to have one last ditch attempt at trying to block this hill, but this has been a pretty easy and comfortable one for Optic Gaming.
Sxptiq was able to delay for long enough, and sometimes the best part of defense, the first letter in defense is D, and delaying is what you want to try and do, but unfortunately it wasn't good enough for Majin, and they find themselves down by 1 again, and still a lot of work to do.
Lqgend looks so good. I still think he should have won like Controller Player of the Year last year for his rookie season in America.
Yeah. I mean, you're not... Oh! There. Whew. Just when we're saying how good you look, you show us exactly what we're talking about.
See, as soon as we stop saying how good he looks, he starts missing. He needs the compliments. He feeds off of the positive energy.
That's what fuels him. And for Sxptiq, what fuels him? Energy drinks.
Do they?
Sniper rifle? I don't know.
I don't even know if Sxptiq
He
drinks
probably
energy
doesn't,
drinks.
actually.
He's the kind of guy that I think would have
Likes
natural...
to eat clean, probably, what's it called, kombucha? I can see him being a kombucha enjoyer.
alcohol.
Is that how you pronounce it? No. I think so. I'm Irish, I don't know much about alcohol.
If it's not Guinness, he doesn't care. Other brands are available. 2 minutes left, and this one's taking a little bit longer, which does cause for a little bit of concern if Majin don't get it, because if Optic go 3-1 up with this little time left on the clock, chances of Majin getting back into it suddenly start to dissipate.
Renegade gets his shields back. Heads towards Bound, realizes he's in a bit of distress.
Keep jumping.
Both players will soar out towards BastosS, and looked as though BastosS might have been able to get the trade there. TchiK rounds the corner. Well, he almost rounded the corner, but killing spree locked in for Renegade now. 5 shots. Good enough once more. zMightys is in trouble now. He drops down to his demise. And Optic Gaming about to put yet another point on the board. 2 on the respawn screen for Majin Club, so this one is going to slip straight through their fingers. And now, just 1 hill away from taking the lead in the series once again.
Yeah, it might just be 1 hill too far now for Majin. 1 minute 40, it's not impossible, but we've not really been able to dominate these hills so far to have a real quick one. This one has to be so fast. Renegade is going to have the QT here, and he positions it perfectly where he can go away from the hill, he can shoot from afar, and he can get a good idea of the player being weak, and then he can rejoin the fight at the hill if he would like. He wouldn't want to do it right now, however, because he'd just be a little bit vulnerable.
He will be going in blind if he was to use it now. They will know exactly where that QT is set up as well. Put it right in the doorway. Will opt to use it and gets the kill. BastosS, although he might have been prepared for it, didn't have enough damage to output to confirm the kill. And you can see there's a very clear plan and strategy in mind here for Optic Gaming. They seem to be quite happy to leave the hill and play time now.
Yeah, you don't want to really give Majin the chance of giving them extra time here by standing in this hill. You don't need it. You would just delay, and even if Majin are going to get the second hill, that's fine. You just try and get them to do it with the least amount of time as possible. Majin probably have to hold here at 53 to have a real chance of getting back into the game at 3-3. All it takes is 1 push to crumple the hopes.
That 1 push seems to have been successful as they've cleared them out of the hill. TchiK is going to try and step in again and just delay, take the 1v1 with Bound, but Lqgend is there as well to combine. Sxptiq hits the body. Keeps his teammate alive here. Great work from TchiK and Sxptiq, who were against the odds, against the numbers. 3 dead for Optic Gaming, and they will score. 3-2 now the score, 44 seconds. This one's not just done yet.
Hill ready. Enemy team took
Need
the
a plan of action here, do you imagine? I tell you what, it's going to help with Sxptiq having the sniper rifle on M&K, but it does get shut down and traded out. He is ticking towards them, and Optic Gaming may be beginning to sweat a little bit. But who else to calm them down than the Renegade himself as he almost connects with the triple. Sxptiq tries to hunt back down his sniper rifle, but for no effect, forward down temporarily.
It was a lovely temporary use of that shroud screen from zMightys just to evade a sniper rifle scope, giving him just enough cover to stay inside the hill and get some points. But getting the progress on the hill is good enough, but unfortunately now, 10 seconds and dwindling down. Desperate times, desperate measures, this is it, but they're so far away. The distance that they will have to cover, TchiK is going to try and get there, it's just not quick enough. And Optic Gaming will put themselves back into a series lead, 2-1 now the score.
It was still quite a close one. I think Majin will be pretty happy with their performance, but you know, it was a map that I think Optic are probably going to be slightly underprepared for comparatively to the rest of their map pool, of course, just from the history that they have on it. Sadly, we weren't able to see the Europeans convert it, and they will find themselves now down 2-1 in the series, with Optic Gaming trying to close this one out in map number 4. You know what that means, everyone. It's break time. We'll see you shortly.
Welcome back, friends. Is this to be the conclusion to this series? Optic Gaming 2-1 up now against Majin Club. And both these teams perhaps playing for different things. Ambitions a little bit different. With Optic Gaming looking to win a championship, and Majin Club, Dan, not for nothing, it's worth noting, for better or worse, Worlds qualification is up for grabs this tournament. So for Majin Club, that is the goal, at least for now.
Yeah, that's the main goal for them, really. Make sure they get to the biggest and best Halo event they possibly can. And also, maybe try and get top 12 at least. We've seen a few top 16 finishes, which are never really particularly fun. Breaking into the top 8 would be the dream, I'd say. It's not like that it's impossible, especially with some of the games we've seen so far from them against Optic.
Quickly!
Tell you what.
From the Frenchman, popping off. 2 for 1. That's the meal deal you're talking about.
Majin, who have put up a good fight here against Optic Gaming at times. You'd imagine that when they come up against some of the top 12 teams, top 8 teams, they will certainly be able to put on a show for us. So what do we think for this game calling them Majin?
Majin?
Probably not right, is it? No.
Someone let us know. We'll just keep making it up until we're told otherwise. That's probably the best thing to do.
Well, I know the word. I just...
Oh, look at you. I know words. Oh, you're cool.
I am, you know. Alright, Optic have got firm hands on this one, as they do the sniper rifle. Lqgend gripping onto it for dear life. Ready to take faces, or just take body shots.
Sniper rifle out of ammunition now. Lqgend had a lot of work to do, and unfortunately he just didn't have the tools required to get the job done. TchiK now still alive. And I remember there was a short clip put out by HCS, and they were asking players, what's the map mode combination you would want to play if it was to win a massive tournament? And for many players, including Lqgend, who was actually this very one here, oddball on live fire. Very comfortable on it. 19-second lead, but zMightys now eating away at that. Contemplating a rotation over towards green, but information being passed along from his team. The play ball is the best option here, and he decides that's the one he's going to take.
I think he was the last alive when he initially picked up that ball, so it had to be an attempt to play, but then when he saw the spawner over towards green, he considered maybe they could hold on to it. Alas, Bound has now got the ball over towards tower, and Optic can set up alongside the camo, and Lqgend's going to use that camo to get a sniper rifle. Things have gone from bad to worse.
Some pings being passed along. BastosS loses his shields, gets them ripped from him. And the bandit comes out to finish the job. And Lqgend is really getting comfortable here. Right at home against the Europeans. He dominated over there for long enough. And he's not done just yet. BastosS gets dispatched.
When Lqgend's playing like this, you know Optic Gaming going to be looking in fine form. It's the reason why he was added to this team. It was the dream team that was built right from the get-go from Formal. And that first round is going to go in favor of Optic Gaming. Now they find themselves only one round away from winning this whole thing. Lqgend, of course, a history maker. Not just for European Halo in terms of his placements, but the fact that he then came over to North America and has won championships. Not just one, multiple championships, as well as winning MVP for the season as well.
Not to mention one of them being a world championship. Currently sitting at 14-4-1. Impressive stats against the European team. He's just a bit of a bully right now.
Which isn't really the demeanor he has in real life.
No, he's quite a lovely man. Renegade! Thought he was going to hit us with a little bit of Lqgend as well. Oh my goodness gracious. They're starting to hit some shots, and that's it's bad news bears for Majin. Sniper rifle dropped as well. Very professional decision made by Renegade there. Winning in the round. You have an opportunity to maybe pad the stats just a touch, hit some shots, build some confidence, but you still have the wherewithal to pass the sniper rifle back over to Lqgend, and you can see why. The shots he's been hitting.
Plus he has camo. He has all the tools he can want. Does give away his position here though. He doesn't care though. He's happy to give away his position. He's still going to push. Doesn't connect with a second, but the cleanup crew is there from Renegade. Optic have slowly warmed into this series. And I think that's what's key for them here is just making sure they're playing at a good level. Not expending too much energy into it, but also showing that they're not going to be pushed over by any team.
Ball rotation for Renegade over towards green. Quantum translocator will pop up just as he gets there, perfectly timed. ZMightys and BastosS have taken care of two of his teammates then, so the play ball is going to be the option here. Just keeps himself on the map. Beautiful movement, tiptoeing his way. ZMightys though, as pretty as it looked from Renegade, those toes kept himself in bounds, in play. The bandit of ZMightys will take care of business. Speaking of business, 34 points to 5 now, and Optic Gaming seem to be in cruise control.
I will say overall I am impressed with Majin.
Yes.
And whilst I set my expectations, I think quite rightly so, that this was going to be most likely an Optic Gaming victory, Majin taking a map and also making Optic have to sweat a little bit. I think they've done themselves proud so far. And again, it's not over yet. Even though we're heading that way, there is still time. But honestly, with how Lqgend's been playing, I'm not sure he would let a comeback happen.
Well, there is that cliche, isn't it? They use in sport quite often. It's you can lose, but sometimes it's how you lose. And the complexion around getting dominated 3-0 and not really ever having a chance or an opportunity to play your game. That has not been what we've seen on our screens in this series. Majin looked very good in the Slayer and even in the King of the Hill. But you spoke about it, Optic Gaming, when there's some pressure applied, they do have the opportunity and they do change gear whenever they want. And Lqgend has been just on fire. The shots he's hit apply so much pressure, allow you to take so much space. Another body shot, another body shot. And I feel like DJ Khaled saying another one, another one.
Just game-changing shots, aren't they? That push looks completely different if he doesn't connect with them. And while Majin do get the ball, they're getting it whilst they're weak. They're getting it while they have members down. And it just means that there's no ball time accumulated here. Instead, they have to try and fight their way out and see if they can maybe sneak away with the ball, but Formal didn't allow that to happen. Spawners over towards green. Now they're going to have their backs to the wall. They might get pinched as well. And it all really comes off the back of just a couple of sniper shots, as now Formal can make sure that ball is out of enemy territory.
Still making good head-up plays is Formal despite the score and despite the discrepancy between the two teams at the moment. BastosS desperately trying to get away, taking so much damage. Lqgend will step in from the big door, but help is on hand in the form and the shape of TchiK. So now Majin can get some points on the board. Try and close that gap. Camouflage is about to pop up, and that's probably a welcome distraction for Majin, just to mean that they can score some more points. They can rotate the ball over towards the window. The player has the option to drop the ball and help secure that camouflage, which they now have. Imagine now just starting to piece together a little bit of a round now.
Found some life in this one, and especially with perfects like that from zMightys. There's still a little bit of hope. Only 1 minute and 20 left on the clock. The Optic are the ones now that have to try and break this setup. Camouflage is going to disappear soon, so zMightys probably hoping that this push happens very shortly so he can take advantage of it.
zMightys had some of the grenades, didn't decide to use them. Was happy to settle with the 5 shot onto Formal. You think he was standing on the grenade spawn, so had he thrown a couple just to scoop up more, might have been a good decision, but alas, that will not be the one that makes a difference. That will not be the play that will win or lose you this game. Still plenty of work to do. 1 minute and 7 on the clock now, so what is the play call from Optic Gaming? Lqgend gets a couple of kills, that will help the cause. They now have tabs on exactly where Sxptiq is located. Formal will get that kill, has a sniper rifle in his hands as well, and he's thinking he's going to have some play as well. He brings the big tool over towards top middle, looks down. The scope sees the shimmer of BastosS' spawn, lands the body. Might have thought he had connected with the face there. zMightys is going to soar forward, but the Dutchman will stay alive. But 87 points now on the board. Optic Gaming got the opening pick here, and Formal hits the body. These players are so good at, when pressure is coming, just hitting the body shots. Lqgend last man alive. Setup broken. But has the damage been done? Have Majin left too much to be done here?
It was a good play ball as well from Optic Gaming, just to mean that Majin had to step out of their comfort zone to retrieve it, but they have been able to set up once more. Optic have to break again. A lot of responsibility on the side of TchiK here. The nades are deadly though, and that is just great map knowledge about where that sniper might be, where someone might be, and now Optic, it's 4 dead for Majin. This one's probably done.
Sniper rifle just to add insult to injury from Renegade. Gets a kill onto zMightys, but it doesn't even matter. BastosS puts the pad down. Optic Gaming close out the series 3-1.
So the green wall looked pretty strong, even though there was a little bit of a European fight. Sadly, was not enough to break it down. And it means that Majin can at least leave this series with their heads held high. I think they played very well, especially considering the accolades of the team they've just played against. But for Optic Gaming, their sights will be set on something a little bit different. They'll be looking towards bigger matchups, hoping to get to that grand final to have a chance at lifting a trophy once more.
Well, confirmation of what we've seen. 3-1 the final score between these two teams. Majin fought bravely, but unfortunately for them, there was just too much power on the other side of the stage. But that's all from us for now. We'll be right back with the next series. Don't go anywhere, folks.